Have you ever found yourself drawn to a man who doesn't say much, yet somehow commands the room without trying? The kind of man who isn't loud, doesn't chase anyone's attention, but somehow women can't stop looking at him, thinking about him long after he's gone. There's something magnetic about this mysterious presence, something almost magical that you can't quite put your finger on. It's not about flashy looks or fancy cars. It's not about how much money he makes or how smooth his lines are. The truth is, what makes a man truly unforgettable and deeply respected is mystery, the art of holding back just enough to make others want to know more. It's about having a silent strength that doesn't need to prove itself loudly, but speaks volumes in its calm confidence. In today's world, where everyone is oversharing every moment of their lives, a man who guards his private world is like a rare gem. Women instinctively respect this quality because it shows emotional depth, independence, and a strong sense of self. It's a powerful psychological pull that taps into the most primal parts of attraction: curiosity, respect, and admiration. In this video, I'm going to reveal 7 real, practical reasons why women are naturally drawn to men who stay mysterious. These insights will help you understand how you can create this magnetic aura in your own life, not by pretending or playing games, but by simply embracing your authentic self with purpose and calm. So if you're ready to step away from desperation, to stop chasing and start attracting, stay with me till the end. Because mastering mystery might just be the key to transforming your relationships and commanding respect effortlessly. Let's dive in. Number 1. Curiosity is the gateway to emotional attachment. One of the most overlooked psychological drives in attraction is curiosity. It's not just a passing interest. It's a deeply rooted cognitive mechanism that drives human attention and emotional investment. In romantic dynamics, curiosity functions as a magnet. It pulls a person mentally and emotionally closer without any forceful actions. And this is where the mysterious man gains an unfair advantage. When a man doesn't lay all his cards on the table, when he doesn't immediately talk about his goals, feelings, history, and personal thoughts, he becomes a riddle that a woman subconsciously wants to solve. Let's consider 2 types of men in a dating context. The first man is expressive. He overshares. Within a few hours or days, he's already spoken about his childhood traumas, his exes, his daily routine, his likes and dislikes. While this may seem honest and open, it actually floods the woman's mind with too much information too fast. The brain, once satisfied with all the available information, stops seeking. Attraction fades. Why? Because mystery is gone. Now consider the second man. He answers selectively. He listens more than he talks. He drops little breadcrumbs of personal insight, but never gives the full story. This man lingers in a woman's mind. He becomes the subject of her daydreams, her overthinking, her excitement, not because he played games, but because he allowed her mind to stay engaged. This is exactly why mystery creates emotional investment. The more a woman thinks about you, wonders about you, imagines things about you, the deeper her emotional bond becomes. She becomes part of a psychological loop, driven by curiosity. This isn't manipulation. It's natural attraction rooted in the human mind's desire to complete a picture it doesn't fully understand. As long as you are genuine and not deceitful, this mysterious presence you create will make her respect you far more than the man who tries to win her by revealing everything instantly. Moreover, mystery makes conversations feel more sacred. In a world where everyone talks too much, the man who speaks less, but speaks wisely, becomes memorable. Every word feels valuable, every silence feels meaningful. Women are emotional creatures, and they don't just respond to logic, they respond to what stimulates their imagination. Mystery does exactly that. It lights a fire that logic alone can't ignite. She's not just falling for who you are, she's falling for what she doesn't know about you yet. That's the real power of being mysterious. Number 2. Rarity in the age of exposure makes you magnetic. We live in a world of overexposure. Social media has turned privacy into a rare commodity. Most men post every meal, every mood swing, every vacation, and even every argument they have. So when a man resists that urge and stays private, he immediately becomes rare. And in the law of human behavior, what is rare is respected. Now let's apply this to attraction. When a woman meets a man who doesn't talk too much about himself, who doesn't need to post his gym selfies or constantly update his online stories, she's taken aback. It's so unusual that it forces her to pay attention. She starts thinking, why doesn't he share more? What's his story? Why is he so hard to read? That intrigue becomes a powerful emotional hook. This is the silent respect being built, without you doing anything extra. Think about classic figures in films or literature. James Bond, Batman, or even fictional characters like Mr. Darcy. All these characters were deeply mysterious. What they didn't say made them powerful. Their silence was their shield. And ironically, their limited expressions made their emotions more valuable when they did express them. You don't have to be emotionless. You just have to avoid being emotionally cheap. When you control your exposure, you also signal discipline. You're not driven by the need to be seen or validated by external eyes. This makes women feel like you live by your own standards. You're not desperate for attention. You're selective. And being selective with your attention is one of the most high-value masculine traits. In real life, rare men are not the loudest. They're the ones everyone remembers. The man who doesn't speak much at a party but leaves people wondering what he's thinking. The man who doesn't post but still commands attention. The man whose stories are told by others, not by himself. Women respect these men because they're not seeking validation. They're living their truth quietly. That's what mystery does. It doesn't make you invisible. It makes your presence more meaningful, more rare, and far more respected. Number 3. Emotional control signals inner strength. One of the most silent yet powerful ways a man earns respect from women is by maintaining emotional control. In today's world, emotional outbursts, oversharing, and neediness have become incredibly common. Many men, unknowingly, allow their emotions to dictate their actions, texting excessively, getting jealous quickly, reacting to small things impulsively. Women don't respect this behavior, even if they might tolerate it for a short time. Over time, they get emotionally drained and lose attraction. In contrast, a man who is mysterious and emotionally grounded is automatically placed in a different category. He doesn't need to shout to be heard, doesn't need to beg for love, and doesn't let trivial matters shake his self-control. The mysterious man knows how to stay calm when situations get heated. He doesn't play the emotional roller coaster game that so many men fall into. Instead, his reactions are measured, his emotions are disciplined, and his focus remains intact. This inner stability sends a powerful subconscious message to a woman. This man is in control of his life, and respect naturally follows because biologically and psychologically, women are attracted to men who display strength, not just physical, but mental and emotional strength. In real relationships, you'll see this dynamic play out. The man who gets jealous and asks, "Where were you?" every time his woman goes out, quickly gets labeled as insecure. But the man who confidently lets her have her space while remaining calm and collected gets labeled as secure and high value. Emotional mystery means you don't let people see all your emotions on display. You share them wisely and selectively, making them more valuable. Women naturally gravitate towards men who remain calm under pressure, who don't let others control their state of mind. Also, when you stay mysterious about your feelings, you prevent the relationship from becoming emotionally exhausting. You're not cold, you're just selective. This way, every small expression of affection you show becomes more meaningful. When you finally smile, laugh, or compliment her, it carries weight because it's rare and genuine. That's the emotional mystery that draws women in and keeps their respect high. In every successful long-term relationship, respect is built on consistent emotional control. The mysterious man always holds the upper hand, not because he manipulates, but because he governs his own mind. In return, women admire and respect him deeply. Number 4. Purpose-driven. Silence attracts long-term respect. One of the greatest signals of high-value masculinity is when a man's life revolves around a greater purpose, not just around relationships. When a man talks too much about impressing women, shows desperation for love, or constantly seeks validation through romantic attention, he quickly loses his unique identity. But the man who is mysterious about his goals, who silently works on his dreams without broadcasting everything, commands respect on an entirely different level. Women instinctively respect men who don't make them the center of their world. The mysterious man's purpose comes first. His mission in life is his priority, and the relationship is just a meaningful addition, not his ultimate focus. His conversations are deeper, focused on ideas, plans, and life goals, not on meaningless gossip. When women sense this, they start viewing him as a leader in life, not just a romantic partner. In practical life, imagine two men. One is always free, always texting, always available. The other is often busy, working on his business, building his career, growing himself. The second man doesn't need to announce his goals. His actions show it. Women see him putting in the work and feel the pull of ambition and self-respect radiating from him. This mysterious dedication creates a strong emotional bond based on respect, not just attraction. Moreover, purpose-driven silence brings balance. You don't overshare because you have more important things to do. You don't seek constant attention because your mind is occupied with growth. This automatically forces people, especially women, to chase your attention because they can sense you have a life bigger than love. This doesn't make you heartless. It makes you a balanced, high-value man, which is incredibly rare and deeply respected. Number 5. Selective communication builds anticipation. In the world of communication, scarcity breeds value. The man who talks too much quickly loses his charm, but the man who communicates selectively becomes intriguing. Mysterious men don't talk unnecessarily. They choose their words wisely. They speak with purpose, and they don't feel pressured to fill every silence. This creates a dynamic where their attention feels earned, not given away cheaply. Women respond to this much more strongly than many men realize. When you don't reply instantly, when you don't overvalidate, when you leave her thinking after every conversation, you build anticipation. She starts waiting for your messages, wondering about your next move, and reflecting on your words more deeply. In the early stages of dating, selective communication creates chase. But even in long-term relationships, it maintains respect. A man who doesn't need to constantly explain himself or seek validation shows he is emotionally independent. And women respect that fiercely. In real life, it's the man who doesn't flood a woman's phone with texts who makes her wonder, "What's he doing right now?" It's the man who listens more than he speaks, who makes a woman feel truly heard. It's the man who ends conversations on a high note, who leaves her wanting more. This controlled, selective communication isn't about playing hard to get. It's about being naturally valuable and not oversaturating your presence. By mastering this art, you automatically make every interaction feel special, every conversation meaningful, and every response valuable, building deep respect effortlessly. Number 6. Unpredictability triggers emotional reward. Humans are wired to get addicted to emotional reward systems, and unpredictability plays a crucial role in that. A man who is too predictable, always texting at the same time, always reacting the same way, becomes boring to the emotional brain. But the man who introduces light unpredictability, who sometimes disappears to work on himself, who isn't always available, keeps the emotional reward loop alive. Women respect unpredictable men because they feel alive around them. They experience a roller coaster of positive emotions, anticipation, excitement, curiosity, all triggered by your mysterious behavior. You don't offer constant validation, so every compliment feels like a reward. You're not constantly accessible, so every meeting feels special. This doesn't mean you manipulate emotions. It means you don't allow yourself to be an open book that loses its excitement. You engage when you choose, show affection when you mean it, and give presence when you can. This natural unpredictability keeps her emotionally invested, and more importantly, keeps her respect for you growing over time. In long-term scenarios, unpredictability breaks routine and prevents emotional boredom. A man who knows how to balance consistency with small surprises creates a powerful attraction-respect loop. She feels like she's constantly discovering you, which keeps the connection fresh and exciting. Number 7. He stays grounded in his identity, not just the relationship. The final and perhaps most powerful trait of a mysterious man is that he never lets love consume his identity. Many men make the mistake of becoming so involved in their romantic relationship that they forget who they are as individuals. They sacrifice hobbies, friends, ambitions, all in the name of love. And over time, they lose their partner's respect. Mysterious men never allow this. They love deeply, they care honestly, but they maintain a separate identity. Their masculinity doesn't depend on the approval of their partner. This creates a natural boundary where women see them as independent, powerful individuals, not emotional dependence. In real life, this looks like a man who doesn't cancel his gym session because of last-minute plans, who doesn't abandon his career goals because of relationship problems, and who doesn't mold himself completely to please someone else. Women respect this deeply because it signals self-worth and inner strength. Also, by staying grounded, you set a standard. You silently tell people, "This is who I am. You are welcome to be part of my life, but I don't change my identity for anyone." This isn't arrogance, it's self-respect, and it's one of the most attractive and respected masculine energies you can embody. At the end of the day, being mysterious isn't about playing tricks or confusing people. It's about owning your value and protecting your identity. It's about understanding that not everything about you needs to be revealed to earn love. Real respect comes from what you hold back, from the parts of yourself you reserve for those who genuinely deserve to see it. When you stop over-explaining yourself, when you stop chasing validation, when you confidently live your life with purpose and emotional strength, women don't just like you, they admire you, they respect you, they feel inspired by you. In a world where most men are begging for attention, you'll stand out by doing the opposite. By becoming rare, by being hard to figure out, by being a man who doesn't just talk, but a man who is followed, respected, and remembered. Because mystery doesn't make you distant, it makes you legendary. So from today, don't be afraid to keep parts of yourself hidden. Let your actions speak louder. Let your silence hold power. Let your goals define you, not just your words. If you build yourself into a man of purpose, calm, and mystery, the right woman will not just fall for you. She will fight to earn your place in her life. And that, my friend, is the secret to effortless attraction and unshakable respect. If you found this message valuable, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment which point resonated with you the most. Remember, become the man she can never figure out, and she will never want to lose you.